Was loud enough to shake some houses and scare residents' pets. 22 News spoke with the Agawam Police Department and the fire department, who said they were sent out to look into what the cause was, but never found anything.
We thought there might have been an accident on the street, but I came outside, couldn't see anything, but there was loud explosions. It seemed like it came from Connecticut down in Suffield.
One Suffield police dispatcher told 22 News that her entire house was shaken by the noise, and she is still left wondering what it was.
Bombarded by debris from supernova explosions at least twice in the past 10 million years. Both explosions were too far away to do much damage, but they might have had unknown effects. The first one happened around the time the ancestors of humans and chimps went their separate ways. The second, around the time the human side started making stone tools. Those early human ancestors would have seen a new star appear in the sky as bright as a full moon. The evidence for the encounters came in the form of radioactive iron dust. Supernovas create a cloud of it, and some landed on Earth. It's not clear what effects zipping through a cloud of radioactive dust would have had on the planet, but the timing of the supernovas roughly lines up to a period of
measuring 6.1 on the Richter scale, jolted 120 kilometers northeast of Angram, Papua New Guinea on Friday. The epicenter, with a depth of 14.75 kilometers, was initially determined to be at 3.433 degrees south latitude and 144.9489 degrees east longitude.
Inside a patient. This particular one has resulted in a number of insights into the workings of Mars. Among the fascinating finds is the confirmation that the outer core of the red planet is liquid and made of molten rock. Scientists also determined that the seasonal formation of ice caps on the north and south poles involves the freezing of 3 to 4 trillion tons of atmospheric carbon dioxide. Creating the map requires years of analysis and modeling and included 16 years worth of data.
He suffered heavy losses after a sinkhole appeared in his fish pond. The incident occurred in Guiping City at about 4 a.m. on March 24th, when water levels at the pond were seen falling at a dramatic rate. At around 9 a.m., the pond almost completely drained, and what's left of the water in the pond was flowing down a gaping hole. The owner of the farm says he lost about 25 tons of fish.
Out here in the Aleutian Island chain, one of the most active volcanoes in Alaska in general, but now erupting over the weekend. Over 8,000 feet tall. There is Pavlov volcano and also its sister Pavlov, but the eruptions now going over 20,000 feet tall. That ash cloud, he was in an airplane flying from Dutch back to Anchorage and saw this. This is that ash cloud in the sky, 20,000 feet tall in the sky, so planes are going to have to fly around it. And you understand, over Alaska, there's a lot of planes in the sky flying across the world.
NASA scientists have spotted a new kind of galactic beast they say dwarfs even the Milky Way and is as luminous and massive as the biggest and brightest galaxies we know of. Scientists have found a previously unrecognized class of spiral galaxies dubbed supergalaxies using archived NASA data. A team led by Patrick Ogle, an astrophysicist at Caltech in Pasadena, say they stumbled upon these whirlpool-shaped galaxies as they were searching for extremely bright and massive galaxies in an online database containing information on over 100 million galaxies. It's expected that gigantic galaxies called ellipticals would dominate their search. Instead, they found that 53 of the brightest galaxies in a sample of 800,000 galaxies had a spiral rather than elliptical shape.
A small earthquake early this morning in an unusual place, Oahu, and it comes just days after a series of quakes jolted the state.
What's unusual is that these are earthquakes that are occurring in places where we tend not to get a lot of earthquakes.
I found out from experts that it's rare to have earthquakes on Oahu, Maui, or Kauai.
Now, if you're thinking that is one mean-looking tropical cyclone, you are thinking right. This is Tropical Cyclone Fantala, and it is the strongest on record in the southwest Indian Ocean. Take a look at that eye, looking down straight inside that center of circulation. You can see all those little vortices inside, all indications of just how strong this thing is. Now, taking a look at it, another view on satellite with this thing, you can see it's hanging out just north of Madagascar, just south of the Seychelles. So, where's this going? This 175-mile-an-hour maximum sustained cyclone? Well, it's going to skirt just around Madagascar. Now you can see how large that cone gets toward the end of the frame here. It's not going to be moving a lot. It is going to lose some of its energy. By Friday early morning, we could see some impacts around Madagascar. However, the center and the strongest winds of this thing not expected to pass over the island.